May TBR. Let's get it. Hi, I'm Georgia. This is my May potentials TBR video. It's probably, knowing me, all gonna change, all be different books, but we need to set good intentions for the month. This is the May TBR. And we're gonna see the return of the TBR jar. I've decided I am gonna slightly change how I do the TBR jar because, as you can tell, I haven't pulled any books out of it for a while and it's now practically full. So we are going to pull 2 reads for May out of the TBR jar because it needs to happen. We need to start making a dent in it. We will get to that. But first, we're going to go through the ones that I definitely want to read in May. I have been doing a Boys of Tom reread and I've not quite finished with it. So I've read from Binding 13 to Redeeming 6. I started Taming 7. I have then been procrastinating because it's a reread. I know what's to come. I know the stories are unfinished, so there's no healing involved. It's all dark from here. I would stop potentially because I am feeling myself not getting slumpy, but just like trying to find excuses to put off reading these 2 books. But I've agreed to buddy read with my friend because she's read the rest of Boys of Tom, but she paused for this one, and so we are going to do it together. I just need to read this. Interestingly, I don't remember a lot of Claire and Gibbs's relationship in this. I just obviously remember the trauma with Gibbsy. Same with this. Like, I remember a lot of Lizzie's trauma and a little bit with Hughie and Lizzie, but not a lot. So it's probably beneficial if we're hoping to get a Claim in 10 date soon. If you have not read Boys of Tommen, where have you been? But the first 2 books, Binding, Keeping 13, it's an interconnected series, which is Irish coming of age. They're sort of in high school and college. And Johnny and Shannon are the first 2 books, and they basically rich rugby protege and abused, poor, poverty, bullied girl. And very healing, very traumatic. And then you go through the other couples. I won't say who in these, just in case you don't want to know, but next 2 books and then on to Taming 7 and Releasing 10. So yeah, this week I'm going to hopefully read these 2 books and get through them, force it to happen. I've let the book club down. If you're watching this on the book club, I'm very sorry. Abby is not pleased. Crown of Midnight, I'm there. I paused it to dive headfirst into a Boys of Tom reread. There's nothing I can do about it now. They're on Air of Fire. I need to finish Crown of Midnight. It's a very poor attempt. I thought I could do a lot of things, but I didn't anticipate how much Boys of Tom would consume me. So, Air of Fire, we have a month to read, to be fair, and I am a quick reader, so I will read that at the end of the month and probably 2 sit-ins. This is where Throne of Glass really starts happening for me. So I am excited to get into it. I'm not in the mood for it right now, and obviously not finished Crown of Midnight, so it's not a problem. But book club are on Air of Fire, so that is going to be in the May TBR. Come hell or high water, I am reading that. I am not letting the book club down again. I am going to read this on my mornings and lunches around work this week. So my 3 books for the weekday weeks is Taming 7, Releasing 10, Crown of Midnight, and then I am halfway through an arc read called Rider of Dragons. I again paused to read Boys of Tommen 40% of the way in, and it's very family don't want the FMC to follow in her brother's footsteps and ride dragons in this competition, and she's sort of defying them, finding a strength, finding a voice, and discovering what she wants from her own life. So I do need to get back onto that. So hopefully 4 books, these 2, that and that in lunchtimes, these in evenings. Then at the weekend, if I can get all that done, I want to start the Broken series by Chloe Walsh. I'm already worried about my Boys of Tom hangover for the 2nd time because I know how bad it was the first time. So I've done some research for once. How can I help myself is what I've tried to do. There's 2 other Chloe Walsh series that I'm aware of. The Broken series, and then I think, is it the Collided series? That could be wrong. It begins with a C, definitely. It's not like Causation. I don't know, but you have to read the Broken series before you go and read the series with the C beginning at the start of it. It might be Collided. Some people have read that, and then now they know what will happen in this, apparently, so I'm doing it the right way. I have seen people in the comments saying it is very Boys of Tom vibe. Obviously, it's her style of writing, and it's similar. I actually don't know anything about this, so I'm going to read the blurb. If you have read the Broken or the other series, please do drop in the comments, like, expectation wise, is it as good as Boys Atomic? Because why is no one shouting about these other two series then? I just don't know why Boys Atomic's taken us by storm, and then I'd not heard of these. I've had to really do in-depth research. So this one, the first book in the Broken series, is called Break My Fall. This says, desperation led me to his house, lust led me to his bed. Oh my god, I'm in love with it already. Lee. I was homeless, strapped for cash and running from my past. Now I'm here in a brand new state, miles away from home and sleeping in the next door to his. The room with the revolving door of females. I know he's a bad idea for me. He's cocky and man whore and way too self-assured for a sheltered girl with secrets. But when he smiles at me, I lose my frickin' mind. Kyle. I don't want her in my room. She's too sweet for her. Something like me. Too innocent, too something much. I have more baggage, secrets and commitments than she could ever understand. I need her gone, damn it, but I keep pulling her back in. I'm blurring lines with this girl. She's a temptation I can't resist. I'm losing my head. I'm so goddamn screwed. Oh my god, obsessed with that. That is getting inhaled. This is where this is going to be a problem, because this is the type of thing that happens to me where, as I say at the start of the video, I have great intentions of these are my TBRs, but what is going to happen is that I'm going to read this hopefully next Saturday or Sunday, needs to be by the sounds of this, decide whether this is my new personality, absolute obsession, and if it is, I will then order the rest of the books in the entire series and I will take them on holiday and binge them for a week, when that's not the plan currently. But that sounds incredible, so that's probably a very strong potential of what's going to happen. Or maybe I just buy the next book and then physically force myself away. I don't know. But then I'll be taking my Kindle, so I'll probably just buy it on my Kindle if not. There's too many good books. Fine. That is what I want to read at the weekend. If not, it is coming on holiday with me. I go a week on Tuesday. This is Saturday. This is Monday. This is Monday. The 4th of May. What the hell? So that's definitely getting read this month, because I think it's going to cure my Boys Atomic hangover. And because it's Chloe Walsh, I can kind of pretend that I'm still there. May then read a few more of that series. In terms of actual holiday reads, I am reading the Calloway Sisters series, so that's also one of my new personalities. I've read Addicted to You, read it in one sitting. Addicted to You is like completely toxic. So if you like Magnolia Parks, I would say just run and grab it. You don't need any more information. I heard it's like Magnolia Parks and I just ran, and I'm so glad I did that. 5 stars. Read Ricochet, read it in one sitting. Halfway through Addicted for now, but like purposely was like, no, you're gonna get consumed, and there is so many books in that series I cannot even put into words. I will get fatigued and ruin it for myself. So I pulled myself away. It's downloaded on my Kindle. I'm like 30% in. Gonna read that on holiday, and then gonna read perhaps 1 or 2 more on holiday. They are like billionaires' children, complete issues, like probably rife for Jeremy Kyle if it was still a thing and if they weren't rich. So they are definitely some that are going to get read on holiday. If not, when I get home, I will come back to them. I needed a complete contemporary romance holiday read. I read Summer in the City by Alex Astor last year, and 5 stars. So glad that I did. This year I've really struggled to find a holiday read that I really want to read, and I was in the bookshop staring at the contemporary romances for like half an hour, and Abby was like, you need to pick one now. Like, this can't go on. I went for Emily Henry. I've heard so much good things about Emily Henry that I just need to bite the bullet, I think. I just need to do it. So the blurb of this is people we meet on vacation. I just thought this is really aesthetic, if nothing else. Like, I genuinely just went off covers in the end to pick my formal holiday read. This is the holiday read of 2026. So 12 summers ago, Poppy and Alex meet. They hate each other and they are pretty confident they'll never speak again. 11 summers ago, they're forced to share a ride home from college, and by the end of it, the pact is formed. Every year, one vacation together. 10 summers ago, Alex discovers his fear of flying. Poppy holds his hand the whole way. 7 summers ago, they get far too drunk and narrowly avoid getting matching tattoos in New Orleans. Love that. 2 summers ago, it all goes wrong. This summer, Poppy asks Alex to join her one last trip. Could this trip make them realise they're not just friends after all? So I'm in. That's getting devoured on the beach. I am going to do a holiday vlog, so do make sure you subscribe for that. So you will see me reading this book on the beach. and hopefully it is as good as I'm hoping it's going to be, because this is hopefully going to be my holiday read of 2026. I didn't get any more really fully holiday vibe ones, so it needs to be, otherwise the Kindle, I'm going to have to get scouring when I'm actually on holiday, which is just annoying. So that is 100% getting read on holiday. This is then where it gets a bit icky. We do need to do the 2 TBR jar picks, and maybe holiday read will come out of these, because I need to change how I do the TBR jar. I think that's why I'm not using it at all at the moment. I need to split this up. I need to get a new TBR jar, which I do have some that I can, and put all the fantasy romance in one and all the contemporary romance in the other, and dark romance. So like romance that isn't fantasy in one and fantasy romance in the other, because when I've got loads that would have been fab for holiday, but I don't want to go through all of that to then decide what I'm taking on holiday, because there's so many fantasy romance in here as well. So that might be a task I'd try and do this week. I do just love to read contemporary romance, and I feel like I've let myself down a little bit with the options, really. I've got 2 options that are contemporary romance, and one's probably depressing. So maybe we say break my fall for holiday, actually, then. That's an idea. In terms of options, I'm 100%, this is fantasy romance, but I am taking this on holiday and inhaling it. Starside. I don't know anything about this. I have seen really good things. Alex Astor, yeah, last year with her contemporary romance, Somewhere in the City, inhaled. With Lightlark and all that shaz, no. Solid 3 stars, but not singing home about it. DNF the series after book 3, just tired of it now. I know that's more YA. This is apparently very clearly adult romance. And someone commented, knowing how much of a Fourth Wing stan I am, not saying the series is like Fourth Wing, but saying it's just as consumable. Like, this is the first time they've had that feeling since Fourth Wing. That gets me excited. That gets me interested. And so I bought that. So I was on the fence. Someone said that, and I've bought it solely for this reason. So it better serve. But I've not read the blurb yet. So we will read it together. I was going to go in blind, but I won't be mean. Demon, I say, voice shaking. Worse, he says. And that's when he prowls towards me. He keeps getting closer, and I stumble back. He's dripping blood. His hood and armour are soaked with it. None of it is his. He is the embodiment of a deadly warrior. He doesn't stop, and neither do I. Until I trip over something and land on the ground again. Ahead, I tripped over the fangs sticking out of a lifeless head that Rake has single-handedly literally severed with his blade while I clung to his body. And it's not the only one. Every single creature that haunted me in this forest is now in ribbons. I look for the beast's glassy eyes, up into the darkness of Raker's hood. He's standing right over me, like I'm prey. I swallow. The blood dripping from his hood falls on my cheek, and I flinch. He leans in close, voice hard as steel, in my shaking hand, as he says, "Don't raise your sword at me again, Heiress, unless you truly want to lose it." That's quite violent for holiday, but it needs to be done. Oh. So far, we do a little check-in. Official holiday reads. I might stop with the holiday ones and see what the TBR jar comes up. The rest are for the rest of the month, so I'll put them there. We then have 2 more options of physical books. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I have toyed with this for so long that it's now painful, because I really don't know. I really don't know, guys. I've seen so many mixed things. I am such a fantasy romance girly. I have actually just bought Red Rising. My dad's reading it first, so it will probably be a June TBR. Obviously high fantasy. That's my first high fantasy book that I will have. So I'm obviously becoming more tolerant to more fantasy with the romance taking a back seat, but I'm just hoping it doesn't take a back seat too much in this series, because I think that's the reason a lot of people didn't like it. Also, I love political intrigue. People have said this is political intrigue, so I love political intrigue. The quotes I've seen for this book sound incredible, so I have high hopes, but then people say it's not that good, and it's put me off for ages. Me and Abs have both bought it, so we'll probably do a vlog of us checking in once we've both read it, and probably do individual reading vlogs. I'm not currently, I don't know, shall we read the blurb and decide if it makes the holiday pile? I don't know what I think I'm doing on holiday, but clearly just reading the entire time. Of course I want to be like them. They're beautiful as blades, forged in some divine fire, and Carden is even more beautiful than the rest. I hate him so much that sometimes when I look at him, I can hardly breathe. One terrible morning, Jude and his sisters see their parents murdered in front of them. The fearsome assassins abduct all 3 girls and bring them to the world of fairy. Mocked and tormented from being merely mortal, Jude soon realises that to survive in the treacherous, dangerous world of the royal court, she needs to be as cunning and deceitful as the Fae themselves. But the stairway to power is fraught with shadows and betrayal, and looming over the arrogant and charismatic Prince Carden. I don't know. But it's not romance, so I feel like holiday needs to be romance. So no, I'm going to keep that in the non-holiday read pile for now. Another potential for holiday, again, this was Abby's doing because she saw the trigger list and said that's so you-coded. And yeah, I mean, see our book haul video for details of that. But bulletproof, never heard of it. Abby just picked it up and said, sounds like you. He was built to be bulletproof. She's the only thing that can break him. I think it's just like dark fantasy romance. I'm not going to read the whole blurb because I read it in the book haul video, and it's just dark fantasy romance. You know the drill. Sounds like enemies to lovers. We will see. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I might take it as a little backup, but then if I pull, it's going to determine what we're about to pull out of here. Yeah, I don't know. So maybe not. That might go into a June TBR, so I actually have something left because I'm a bit on the fence about that one generally. So we will just check in and see. But we're going to pull some TBR jar reads. If there is some that I do need to remove from this because I've seen things that I don't like, so it may be one that needs to be removed. I'm hoping for 2 nice romance books, really. That's exciting. Throne of Secrets. Oh, that's going to be good. I feel like I want the physical book. That's so annoying. I have read Throne of the Fallen and I inhaled it. So that has me really excited. That actually might be a holiday vibe just because it was a fun, spicy time, Throne of the Fallen, but it was 5 stars. So I will look if it's on Kindle Unlimited or perhaps order it. We will see. I do hope it's Kindle Unlimited though, because I have spent so much money on books that I need to stop. And I know I'm going to order the rest of the Broken series. I can just tell off the blurb. Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. This, annoyingly, how have I forgot? I was meant to buy this the other day and I didn't. So that's definitely one that's going to have to be bought as well for this month. Definitely want to read that. Apparently it's a bit alchemisy in terms of like the bidding and, well, there's not bidding and alchemise, but I think someone said when I went to Waterstones in Newcastle, and when she saw I bought alchemise, she said, buy this. So I don't really know much about it, but that I need to go again. I need to go until I find a summer one now. So I am just going to be putting them back in if they're not summer. Those are 2 fantasy romance that I definitely added to them because I know I'll inhale them, and I'm really glad I pulled them out actually. Problematic Summer Romance, Ali Hazelwood. Okay, I was going to buy this the other day. That's annoying. I've already read that one. That needs to just come out. I'm just impatient. I just read books that are already in here. So at least I'm clearing it out. This feels productive. Problematic Summer Romance. Okay, I will add it. I will add it, but I just feel like I'm just going to end up buying loads of books. That's the 3rd book, so I think I need to have a look at what the first book is because that's Vital Blindside and it says 3, so it means it's in a series. So I will Google what book 1 is. So we'll leave that as contemporary romance. I just want some options, I've decided. I know I said I picked 2 out and there's currently 4 sat there, but I just feel it's productive because we're clearing them out. Spiral Off the Ice is going to come out because I started reading the first book in that and I actually returned it to Kindle. Like I bought it, read like 20% and was like, actually maybe I read half of it and I was like, this is not for me. So they're all yellow that I've got rid of. Ooh, Sinbin, Chelsea Curto. That is the next one, so that can definitely go there. I'm just going to see if there's any more because it's not summery. Yay! A Briar U. We're going to do a Briar U. We're going to do a Briar. That's the first one as well. The Chase. I've been needing a sign. Off Campus is coming on Netflix, on Amazon. I needed a sign to start Briar U because I absolutely loved the Off Campus series. That is 100,000%. I think it's on Kindle Unlimited as well. That's 100,000% going on for the holiday because I'll inhale that. What do you mean? Incredible. Fine, so fine. I know we said we were doing 2, but we've actually got 6 and I've got rid of some. So looking a little, there's gaps now. So I'm going to definitely sort that because it's coming up to summer. I will at the weekends want to read some summer reads. So listen, that was chaotic. I probably edited a hell of a lot of it out. We ended up with 6. There was a lot of fantasy romance in there that caused a lot of the problem because I specifically wanted summer. I have accepted 2 of the fantasy romance ones. These 2 are options, but I feel like these may have to be June because the summer ones may take their place. For example, I'm definitely reading The Briar You, The Chase. I'm definitely reading Throne of Secrets because that's a fun time. And I'm definitely reading Problematic Summer Romance. Probably that as well when I'm on holiday because I just need fun ones for holiday and I really miss the boat. That's 100% getting read. These are 100% getting read. That's 100% getting finished. So we're already on, say, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 with them. Yep, 13. 100% 14, 100% 15, and then there's 3 on Kindle that are the Addicted to You ones that I was planning on taking to holiday. Obviously, I do have a week to do it. I don't think I will finish all of these. There's the Arc Read Rider of Dragons as well. And then if I fall in love with this, I will be ordering more of these. So yeah, it's a very ambitious month because I do have that extra week. I'm not going to get through them all, but they're all options. Obviously, there's some that I definitely am going to read out of this. I'm going to read as many of that chaotic TBR as possible. And I think next month, the stragglers will get moved over. I am already thinking, because that's like a 6-book trilogy, I will want to like read it all one after the other. And that one, I think definitely I've decided are going to get demoted to make room for some of these. And we will just see out of these what take my fancy when I'm on holiday. So very chaotic, a lot. I'm going to solve the TBR jar problem, but I did take some out. I've also got rid of some that I've either already read or I decided actually I'm not going to read anymore. So that's really productive. I feel like I feel a bit more zen. I've got so many holiday read options that I'm so excited about now. So stay tuned for the holiday vlog. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Comment and help me set expectations for this. Is it going to kill the Boys of Tom and hangover I'm about to hit head first? And I will try my best to do a holiday vlog for the first time ever, so you can see the chaos unfold as it unfolds, and if I'm not vibing with books, X, Y, Z. So we will do that as well. But stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you, well, I will see you on the May reading wrap up, where we can actually, imagine if I get through them all. Imagine if I'm like, guys, I just turned into an animal this month. That would be so fun. So we shall see. Thanks for watching.